Right now, Grammy-nominated hitmaker 2O Clark.
Big Sean pulled up and he was playing a record, and the record happened to be Blessed with Drake on it. My story is bigger than Def Jam.
The former music exec dishes on producing massive Hot 100 hits and the skills he's bringing now to a new generation in a classroom, plus into the world of CG5.
And I just think like the character. I think as if I'm in the story, but I write the song so that anyone can enjoy it.
The global superstar on making music for millions while maintaining a pretty normal life. And then in the chat this week,
never, ever, ever, ever say, "Did you do something?" You're supposed to instead say, "Oh, you look so rested."
That's all coming up on this Arizona's Family original with me, Yetta Gibson. Welcome to the show. Tonight, a one-on-one with a man behind some of the world's most popular songs in recent years. Check this out. He's worked with all of these artists, Lil Durk, Ludacris, even some pop stars like Jesse McCartney and Justin Bieber. And songs he's produced have been in some of the biggest movies too. I'm talking Homecoming, a film by Beyonce, Hustlers, Magic Mike XXL, and now 2O has gone from a studio booth to another inside of ASU. Check this out.
Let's see. You ready to do this?
How are you? You ready to do this?
I'm gonna fix that. Fix me up. My story is vast.
Oh.
I have a great story.
Ooh, let's
My story
hear
is
it.
bigger than Def Jam.
When 2O Clark says that, believe him. He's not just in the room where it happens, he makes it happen.
So 9-time Grammy nominated, sold over 100-some million records. So I've been able to make some great records. Nicki Minaj, Anaconda, Big Sean Ass, Rihanna Cake. That One Time for the Birthday Chick, I did that record. Bieber Records, Chris Brown, John Legend, song, right?
The former music executive started far from Hollywood in Chicago with dreams and determination.
Coming from Chicago, I always told myself, I said, I'm gonna be somebody. So at a young age, I was always a dreamer. And I always said I was gonna be somebody. So I always exude a level of confidence.
Who gave you that?
Man, I wanna say my mom. I was born with my mother saying, you gotta go to school. And you better go to school. And you can't just stay in my house not doing anything.
But it's at home when his love for music started, spinning vinyl, following fashion, finding his sound.
Growing up, of course, I saw my mom and dad have like different kind of vinyl records, and that was just, a thing, right? So when I got into junior high and high school, fashion and music was my thing. I'm like, yo, I'm cool. If you love what you love first, everything else will happen. That's my story.
And the stories, 2O's got them, including the day he crashed a meeting with Big Sean.
When Big Sean pulled up and he was playing a record, and the record happened to be Blessed with Drake on it. He was like, I'm about to go in this meeting, come with me. I was like, well, I'm about to go up there anyways, but I don't know if I should come in the meeting with you. Man, just come with me, man. I'm letting him hit his record. This is gonna be my first record. So he went in the meeting.
You went with him?
Yep, went in the
crashed
meeting, crashed the meeting.
Okay.
Crashing that meeting led him to a position as Senior Vice President of A&R at Def Jam Records, a move that landed him on Billboard's Top 40 Under 40 and the R&B Power 100 Players list.
On campus, day one.
Now, after years of shaping the industry, he's helping shape the next generation. Last year, joining the faculty at Arizona State University, teaching classes in popular music studies.
I show up every day for the kids, man. I show up and I give them my all, I listen, I'm attentive, and I just be like, yo, I'm here for you guys. And
So you're just dedicated to everything that's evolving for you.
yeah, it's like if you do what you're supposed to do, you don't know what the opportunity may be in front of you. So it just played out where I just was like, yo, this is crazy. Because I never put it on the radar. The radar was just like, I got this dream. Nothing beyond the dream, but the dream creates opportunity.
Well, so what's the dream now?
Man, that's a great question. The dream now is to really make this popular music study program be legit across the country.
For 2O, the dream never dies, it evolves.
Music is in my soul, is in my blood. To sit 16 hours in the box, I can never do that again, right? You know what I'm saying? Because it was You know, just like if you say, hey man, can you make Anaconda again? No. As Teddy Riley, can he make Remember the Time Michael Jackson again? Right. No. Right. Whatever that moment was, it was the moment.
But the hunger to win is still there, especially, he says, when people doubt him.
I love to be doubted. I love, like, to be doubted. I love when people say, oh man, we probably can't make that happen. I just kind of smile and be like, oh yeah, watch this. And it's just like, if you put in the hours, you put in the work, eventually something has to happen.
And in true Watch This fashion, Tuo is taking on a new project. He's opened the Spin Room in downtown Phoenix. This is a vintage speakeasy that reintroduces guests to hits of the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. And speaking of music, you only have a few more days to vote for your favorite artist or your favorite song. Fan voting in most categories for the American Music Awards close later this week. And this awards show will be a good one for the first time ever. The big show is going to air on CBS 5. J-Lo's going to host. And the nominees are jam-packed. For Artists of the Year, the nominees are Ariana Grande, Billie Eilish, Chappell Roan, Kendrick Lamar, Morgan Wallen, and Post Malone, Sabrina Carpenter, SZA, Taylor Swift, and Zach Bryan. You can vote on categories through this Thursday, and after that, only 2 categories will remain open through the award show. You're going to find the link to vote on our Instagram, and you can watch the AMAs Memorial Day, May 26th on CBS and streaming on Paramount. Well, you know it's a party when 2 friends are on stage. Earlier this year, we introduced you to the DJ duo, making waves in the EDM music scene, and this summer they're coming back to Arizona. This is all part of Gila River's Oasis Pool Party. 2 friends played the same event last year, which is where we caught up with them. And let's just say they are a lot of fun. I can make a request. You are a DJ.
Sure.
You can, but it probably
Come on.
We don't know. We're not legally. We're not liable.
Yeah, but honestly,
But you have.
yeah, but no. As a request for DJ, I could decline it.
Yeah, that's true.
You know.
But that's not a good DJ.
Well, then we're horrible.
Some of the requests.
Then we're the worst.
Hey, there's been songs made about, hey DJ, play my favorite
That is
song.
true. So you should see some of the requests we get. You're glad we're declining. You want to stay true to yourself, but also keep up a little. You know, be aware of what is trending and what people are liking. But I think having 2 of us definitely helps too, because we kind of can lean on each other and trust our own instincts too. And you know, when we're overcomplicate things, we kind of just want to think, all right, if it sounds good, it sounds good.
Let's go, let's go! Well, they know what they're doing. You can get your tickets for 2 Friends' concert right now. The show, July 19th. A global star living right here in Arizona.
Saw this as a hobby still, and when it wasn't a job. I mean, I didn't even get to go to college because this all exploded right out of high school for me.
We introduce you to CG5, the musician releasing hits inspired by the world's biggest video games. This is just a never-ending labyrinth and nothing more. The way he got his start and how he's breaking into mainstream, all from the comfort of his home.
Listen to the music, it's alright.
Plus, in the chat this week,
He had a friend who was on vacation, comes back looking a little bit different. Not that there's anything wrong with it.
all that and so much more next on this Arizona's Family original with me, Yetta Gibson. Welcome back. Up next, a dive into the world of nerdcore. This is music based on stories from video games or even internet memes. And with the success of movies like Minecraft or TV shows like The Last of Us, both based on video games, you know there's a big appetite right now for music inspired by fiction. Here in Arizona, there's a star creating just that. And tonight he is sharing his personal journey while setting his sights on some bigger stages.
I'm sorry you've been misinformed. This is just a never-ending labyrinth and nothing more. And there's circles of fear, chasing cries of children that seem so near. I'm sorry you've been misinformed. This is just a never-ending labyrinth and nothing more.
CG5 has built a massive following by creating original songs and remixes inspired by popular video games and internet trends. His unique blend of infectious melodies and relatable lyrics resonates with millions of people.
So you just like improvise it out?
I don't really improvise it. I do the research and I take a lot of notes, at least most of the time, and I just think like the character. I think as if I'm in the story, and I put myself in that situation, but I write the song so that anyone can enjoy it, whether or not they know about the game.
Before he was a digital music powerhouse with hits like Labyrinth and Friday Night Funkin', Charlie was just a kid from Arizona, dreaming of making music.
I started producing on the computer, making music on the computer just when I was 5 years old.
Okay, how did that work?
My dad showed a software to me because he was dabbling in music production himself for a little bit. He could make music on this software, and I started dropping beats on that thing, and I made songs like every day on that software, and that's where I really fell in love with making music on the computer.
His dream realized, Charlie began dedicating countless hours to honing his craft, learning production, and building his online community. And it paid off. His numbers skyrocketing and worldwide tours followed.
You figured that out at 5?
I basically figured that out. I wanted to do something with media.
Okay.
I wanted to go to college for a degree and in music production and recording engineering, but that didn't work out because then this whole YouTube thing happened, because I've been doing this internet thing since I was a kid.
A passion project soon grew into a career, surprising even Charlie himself when he broke out to the level he did.
I saw this as a hobby still, and when it wasn't a job, and I always wanted to, but I needed a job, as you know, I needed to be ready, and so that's why I was prepared to go to college. But this stuff just happened.
This stuff kept you from college?
This stuff, I mean, I didn't even get to go to college because this all exploded right out of high school for me.
And so to be clear, you don't need to go out and get a job to make ends meet?
Nope, I'm pretty good. I'm doing good. I have a 401k.
You have a 401k. Okay, that means you're doing good.
Now, CG5 is setting his sights on breaking into mainstream music, but transitioning from online fame to radio airplay, that's a whole different ballgame.
You can maybe make a song about Five Nights at Freddy's and people will click on it because it's about that thing or watch it, but then they'll listen to it and maybe they don't like it so much and they don't stick around for the rest of your music.
How competitive is that, no matter what your thing is? I mean, yours is singing and yours is doing this, but how easy or very hard is that to do and to be successful at it?
It is very, very hard to stand out on the internet in general and any sort of social media platform or genre of creation.
It's interesting because I'm talking to you about your career that you have built literally since you were younger than 10 years old. And the way you talk about it is very mechanical. You talk about doing the research and catering to the audience, but you just happen to have an amazing voice too. And that seems to be down there when you speak of it, because you're very cerebral about your craft. Who gave you the voice?
Man, quite literally my parents.
Oh, they both sing?
Yeah, of course. They're not like professionals, but they've definitely been musically inclined. I feel like I've taken a lot of inspiration with my voice from like a little bit of Post Malone, a little bit of punk rock in there. Even though I don't really do punk music, there's a lot of that in my tone of voice, I think. And I can do the whole really fast vibrato thing, like, oh, you know.
That was great. That was so great, it was scary.
Songwriting is also an opportunity for Charlie to open up, writing about his experiences and sharing a personal journey with his fans.
What would be the stories you want to write about? Because right now you're in the gaming, you want to do mainstream stuff. What would that be?
I've dabbled a lot in writing more songs about myself, my anxiety, my OCD. I know that there is an audience out there that I can also have the opportunity to cater to that likes music about, you know, something that they can completely relate to. I still want to dabble in the video game style of things, or
In mainstream?
writing, yeah, in the mainstream, writing some, maybe possibly writing songs for soundtracks, like movie soundtracks or things like that. You know, everything can blend into one. It's just a matter of making it into that
The other
of
space.
sphere.
You just spoke about your struggle with OCD. How does all of it help you with music?
I have things going on in my head, really, or mental developmental differences. Basically, I was diagnosed with autism when I was 22 years old, and I think that really helped me realize, like, that's why I'm able to do the work that I do at the pace that I do it and in the quality that I'm able to do it, because I'm so honed in on it. I'm hyperfixated. I knew that there was something going on in my head that was a little bit different from normal people, and I think it's really important to know that there might be something going on with you if you don't feel like you're normal.
How proud of you are of yourself?
I'm very proud of myself. That's a really good question. Wow. I'm very proud of myself. I have been able to build a healthy lifestyle for myself, and even recently get married.
Congrats.
I wrote a song about her, and she is a source of happiness for me, and God is the biggest source of my happiness.
Good for you.
And my music is the greatest source of happiness of all time.
Listen to the muse.
BG5, he's performing in Tucson this October at 191 Tool. Tickets for the October 7th concert are now available.
Interesting topic, cosmetic surgery etiquette. What does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean? You know this is going to be a good one. Coming up in the chat, we're talking about how to approach a friend who's had a little work done, and a surgeon is going to join us live to discuss high-tech alternatives. You know, it's almost summer. All right, it's time now for In the Chat. In this portion of the show, we're going to take you through some headlines and topics that got me thinking. You know, this week comes on the cusp of summer.
Interesting topic, cosmetic surgery etiquette. What does that mean? You had a friend who was on vacation, comes back looking a little bit different. Not that there's anything wrong with it, but maybe you're just like, which is bad. I'm one of those people that can't hide anything because it's all over my face. I'm working on that. Never, ever, ever, ever say, did you do something? You're supposed to instead say, oh, you look so rested. Talk to me in the chat.
All right, we're going to get into this one. Joining us today is Dr. Scottsdale, aka Carlos Mata. He's a Harvard-trained, board-certified plastic and reconstructive surgeon. Welcome to the show. Thanks for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Okay, let's talk about the etiquette, because we're going to talk about what you do in a minute. But, you know, somebody comes back, and I said a little something done, but I don't really mean that, because a little something done you may not notice. Sometimes people come back from vacation and they've had a lot of something done. How do you handle that when you see that face? Big sigh. Big sigh.
It all depends. The way I describe it to my patients is simply, I'm like, you have a pink car and you're painting it blue.
Okay.
How are people not gonna know?
I know, but for me over here, what do I say to this person who no longer has a pink car?
Wow, you look great.
You look great.
Did you have a really nice vacation?
Okay, so stay away from it.
I would say so, because I think, you know, at least in 2025, the trend is have good, subtle plastic surgery. But that doesn't mean minimally invasive. That means really good, subtle surgery where you're like, God, you look 5 years younger, but you still look yourself.
Yeah, okay, so let's talk about that, because we are in Arizona, and Scottsdale, you call yourself Dr. Scottsdale. Out here in Arizona, living here, you see a lot of people who aren't being very subtle about it.
No, not at all.
So what are people doing wrong? Because of course they want, when they go in, the intention is to just look refreshed. Are they asking for too much? Are they going to the wrong doctors? What's the big mistake that you're seeing for most folks?
I think it's everything you described. I think part of this boils down to the simple fundamentals of expectation. right? If you're like you said, you have a pink car, I don't want no one to know. Well, then we can only wash it.
Right.
We can't paint it a different color.
But you don't know the result until after it's done.
But you should as the surgeon. And that's
Okay.
where the decision making of all the good and the bad of plastic surgery doesn't happen at the end. It happens before. When you see a patient, you consult with them, you give them an idea of like, hey, this is a realistic expectation. Now, if a patient accepts that, that's one thing versus if I'm gonna pull my eyebrow crazy high and I tell you that's what it's gonna look like, and when it looks like that afterwards, you're like, God, I look crazy.
Right.
But I kind of showed you that.
What is the line though when you have a patient who's going, I do want my brows this high, and you as a doctor are going, that's not going to look good. How do you walk that line?
I usually tell them I'm probably not a good enough surgeon to give you the result
turn
that
them
you're
away.
looking for,
You turn
because
them
that's your calling card. That's what you do. And
Yeah.
they'll say, you go see your friend and you're like, how do you avoid the subject?
Yeah.
You're like, who did you go to? So I don't go there.
Right. We only have 20 seconds left. For folks who are, already in it, the plastic surgery world, or thinking about it, what is the rule of thumb?
Be realistic.
Okay.
Avoid the sun, avoid smoking, and choose wisely, because
Take
you
care
only
of
get
yourself.
one body.
There you go. Dr. Carlos Mata, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for joining me on this new Arizona's Family Original. You can connect with me on Instagram. My handle is down below. You're going to find more behind the scenes stuff with everybody you just saw, even Mata, and sneak peeks of future episodes as well. We'll see you again next week.
I keep my level head with my wife
That's
and my
good.
family life.
That's what wives are for.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you so much.
You're very welcome.
You're so awesome. Oh my gosh.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too. You know what my favorite Big Sean record is? There's a kid in the room. And I know you know what it is. Amanda's like, yeah, you know what it is?
It has to be another name for the song.
There's no other way to say it. And I can't believe you don't know what it is.
Is it Dance, 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 Dance? Oh, I Don't Mess With You.
Yes.
Yeah.
Best song ever.